So remember the privacy and the Barbara community thingy-jobbers. Top chat, all messages are visible. Top chat. Hello, good evening, Mr. UK Coin Hunt. I'm just a bit bored, so I thought I'd have a go, but I'm not too sure how that's going to work. I'm going to look like another lemon again, and I'm trying to do it the way that I'm doing it. It's not going to work. Probably have that a bit closer. Belly's too big now. So, sort of, you really wanted to be up there, didn't you? That's where we had it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm making the right pigs here with this. I beg your pardon. Feel free to just... That's better. Cool. I might even be able to see a comment or two now. And then, show about that light. I can't really do much about that. That's better than the wind. That's better than the wind. Change either. Unless I'm sitting there. If I was sitting there, I'm only doing these to practice because friends away for a couple of days, so that's it. That makes it look like I've got a halo. That's even better. That is. That's all right. We can't moan about that. Excellent. Yeah, so I'm only doing these because I want to practice, and I'm doing them late at night, so I don't interfere with anybody really. I shouldn't think it's 11 o'clock at night now. What's the time? 20 past 11. Quarter past 11. I shouldn't think there's anybody watching. Well, I know there's one person watching, but that's all. So, I'm going to tell you a little story, I am. Hello, Mark. Why are you in bed? What's the matter with you? Go to bed. If it weren't for the fact that my friend weren't here, I wouldn't be doing this. She's going to kill me when she comes home. She finds out all the videos I've done and what I've been up to. She's going to go mental. So, I'm going to tell you. Hello, Time Flight. Hello, Carol. Nice to see you. So, I'm going to tell you a little story, if I can try and keep on track, right? And I know this to be true because I've seen the evidence of it, and I've seen the news article that picked up on it, and I've also seen the letter. So I do know this is true. This is a really great story. So a few years ago, the Mint decided it would be a great idea. They sat around the table. Here we go, the routine. Sat around the table and they all decided, right, what we're going to do is great idea. People are really buying into this commemorative stuff, so let's make some money. So what we'll do is we'll come up with these £20 coins and £50 coins and £100 coins, and what we'll do is we'll make them all commemorative, because if we make them commemorative, people will buy into it. And at the end of the day, it's just 3 lumps of metal, and they are whatever price we say they are when we stamp it on it. So, you know, it still costs tuppence to make, doesn't it? So, 100 quid, 50 quid, 20 quid. And they had this deal going whereby you could buy them and get them sent to you. And they messed up a bit like the American Mint, although the American Mint messed up in a much bigger way. It cost them hundreds of millions of dollars, but I'll come to that in another one. So, what happened was, you can buy £100 coins for around £50, absolutely worthless coins. Yeah, you're going to know why in a minute. I'm going to tell you why that is. If anybody's wondered why the market's dropped out, the bottom has dropped out of the market for £20, £50, £100 coins, this is why. So they've come up with this great idea. And we're coming up with this idea to send them off. I think they must have done it free post or something, because it worked out that, you know how people can get a little bit, you know, people that we know, some people that we know can get a little bit shrewd with vouchers and points and things like that. Well, there's a few people got a bit shrewd, and they worked out that if they bought these using their credit card, so they didn't have to use any money, bought them using their credit card, got the coins sent to them, if they took the coins back to the bank and cashed them in for face value, then they didn't make any money out of that, but they got all these free points. Now you might think, don't be silly. There's people that got enough points out of this to pay for the couple to go business class free. Business class free. Right, that's how many points they collected. There was one bloke got caught out of £100,000 worth. So blokes like this bloke was caught out for £100,000 worth. They hammered the arse out of their credit cards, and they bought all these coins, and then they get the coins delivered to them, and then take them to the bank, cash them in, get all these points. Bloke took £8,000 worth of coins into the bank, into a different bank, and he put the £8,000 worth of coins in the bank, and then walking out of the bank. And as he's walking out of the bank manager chased him out of the bank and said, "You can't come back and do anymore." And you know why? And the bank manager showed him a letter sent to him by the Mint. I've got a copy of that letter, and got a photograph of it. And it's the Royal Mint telling the banks that they don't have to accept these coins, right? Don't have to accept these coins, because they did not want the coins coming back to them. They want to sell you the coin. You give me 20 quid for this little bit of rubbish metal. You give me 50 quid for this little bit of rubbish metal. You give me 100 quid for this little token medal. But because we're the Royal Mint, we can say it's £100, this token, even though you can't use it anywhere, you can't spend it. £100. You give us that money, and you can have this coin, but you mustn't use it. You must keep it always. So, how they got round this is, if you make a circulated version of a coin, and there is a different process and a different quality of coin that they make. So when you make a circulated version of a coin, that legal tender definition, and this is again, you know, play on words. The legal tender or the definition, not legal definition, the definition that the Royal Mint use for legal tender when it comes to a circulated coin is that it has to be accepted everywhere. So that's machines, people, businesses, everywhere, banks, everywhere. The definition that the Royal Mint use for legal tender when it comes to Bunce coin, Buncy, Bunk, Brilliant Uncirculated, whatever you want to call it, packaged, whatever, change checker, whatever, including the Peter Rabbits that I put into the market, which affects this a little bit. The Royal Mint class, a Buncy. Yes, I did. Thank you very much, Matt. And it's thanks to you that I'm doing this. I've done it again, didn't I? I've done it again. Right, so all these coins, Buncy, all the rest of it, all packaged or whatever. The Royal Mint, I keep saying Royal Mint, it's not a legal definition, probably. I don't know. The Royal Mint's definition of legal tender for a Buncy coin is that the only place that has to take it is a court. So you can take a £20 coin, a £50 coin and a £100 coin, and if you've got a court fine of 100 quid, you could take in a £100 coin and you could pay that court fine. Or you could take a £20 coin or a £50 coin, you can pay that court fine. That is the only place where that coin is legal tender in the way that you and I would understand legal tender. And evening, Andy, how you doing? That is the only way that is classed as legal tender in the way that you can spend it. You can't go into Sainsbury's and spend a £20 coin. You can't go into the bank, change £50 coins. They've made it very difficult. Although some banks probably you'd get away with, some you wouldn't. This has got, because of this, it makes the coin worthless. it makes it no more than a medal. It makes it no more than a token that's only valid at Her Majesty's courts. That's all it is a token. A token that you can only spend at Her Majesty's courts. You know, you can go and buy tokens for Alton Towers. They don't cost you £100 each. Do you know what I mean? You could buy all sorts of tokens. They don't cost you £100 each, £50 each. Can't get rid of them. Yeah, that's why you can't get rid of them, Andy. Because they're absolutely worthless. So now people don't want to buy into it. Why buy into something? Why buy into something that you can't buy into? You're trying to force people to buy into something that they immediately look at and go, I don't want to buy into that, because if I can't use it, what if one day I'm a bit desperate? I want that £100. On the one minute you're telling me it's legal tender, and on the next minute, like, I'm a bit desperate, I need to go and get some shopping for the baby, and I've got nothing else to use, I'll use that £100 coin. Oh, I can't use it because it's not legal tender in Tesco's. It's only legal tender in the court. So I don't know what kind of message that sends out, because, well, what kind of message does it send out, really? The only people that are allowed to spend them are people that have got some kind of a court fine. You know, I don't know how you sort of reconcile that. So that's why you're stuck with them. That's why nobody wants to buy them. I got offered a load last year and I pulled out of the deal. I got offered a load 20% below face value, and I was going to start to raise the money to get them. I ended up spending the money I raised from the investors on something else. I didn't end up doing it in the end. And I'm glad I didn't, because that's why they're worthless. That's why nobody wants to buy them. Nobody's going to invest in something that's just worthless. It is a total and utter con. And they don't tell you that before you buy it. They don't give you all that information before you buy it, which is also a little bit naughty. Did you know there's a 50p coin that's more rare than the Kew Gardens? Yes, it's the 1992-1993 dual day Council of Ministers, and it's called the Council of Ministers. Yeah, mate, it is the worst investment possible. You know, I would advise anybody that's bought a £20 or a £50 or a £100 coin off the mint to get your money back and send it back. Hello, Will. Nice to see you. I don't believe this is 14 people. What's the matter? Ain't you got a bed to go to? Do you know what? If Fran was here and I said to her, oh, look, you know, it's up past 11, I'm going to go on and watch someone live, she'd hit me with something. This was something to do with a guy buying loads of £100, £50 coins. Yeah, he got caught with about £100,000 worth of coins. I don't know what he did with them or how he got rid of them in the end, but he got lumbered with about £100,000 worth. There was a picture, there was an article where they pictured all these coins that he's got stuck with. So I wouldn't give you tuppence for them, and I refuse to sell them. So that's why you won't find any for sale on my site. And if you do find one for sale on my site, please tell me, because I'll take it off, because it's there by mistake. Next to me, I'd rather chew on you. I wasn't even going to come on. Isn't the 2019 Peter Rabbit rarer? Yeah, see, that's rarer. Have you seen, oh my God, have you seen the hype that started already? We're in over 30 online newspapers. All of the online dailies have now picked it up. So we're in the mirror.co.uk, the sun.co.uk, the Star, the Express, all of those have picked it up, as well as the regional, all online. When I haven't seen anything in print yet, but we are all online, all over the place. Over 30 of them there is. It's like massive. And all this is going on. And then you have like places like the Sun. I think it was the Sun. I don't know how you do that. Got no idea. And then you've got places like the Sun that are printing. I think it was the Sun that said, it was one or the other. I'll probably get them the wrong way around, but I think it was the Sun that said these are going to be worth £840 each. 840. And do you remember a couple of you laughed at me when I went, as soon as these go in the machine, £100. And you're like, yeah, right. The Sun has printed £840. The Star has printed thousands. These could be worth, in fact, several papers now have printed these could be worth thousands. So, you know, which one are we going to do next anyway? What do you fancy? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have the rest of these Peter Rabbits with your help. I'm going to have and the other people's help. These are going to be out now. All the rest of these will have left my possession by tomorrow's Friday. By next Friday, all of these will have left my possession. So then it's in the lap of the gods and the people to put them out. I will be, even though I've been putting all the clips up mixed, once it's all finished, I will take people that have done 10 and I'll take their 10 clips, put them all together and just put it up as one section, just to do one after the other that way as well, so people can see it. Gruffalo or Stephen Hawking. Yeah, see, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Will I be as famous as you? Yes, you would. You would. And that is another part of the fast that I'm trying to highlight in that doesn't matter what anybody says about me, and I know there's a Marmite relationship with me, and I quite appreciate and I respect that. You know, I don't get the ump with that. I respect the Marmite relationship with me. But doesn't matter what you say about me, there's one thing that you can't sort of deny, which is that this is taking off. It's going to go, and 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 it's going to go. So, and I forgot where I was. I forgot my train of thought. Shit, I forgot my train of thought. I've got to have me pup. I forgot my train of thought then. Where was I? I don't know. I was on one, I know that. And then all of a sudden it went poof. It's like walking into a room. I walk into a room now. Start to find that at my age. I walk into a room, I go in there, I forget what I'm doing. So many times I go in, my alarm goes off on my phone, I have to take tablets now for the rest of my life because of the heart attack and everything. And so some for a year, some for the rest of my life. And I got an alarm set on my phone, so it goes off at 10 o'clock every night. And the alarm goes off, tablets, and that's the cue for me to get up and make a cup of tea for me and the wife. Expecting a Western grommet within the next month or two. Going for that, I believe it. No. No, we've got to concentrate on the 35 coins that have already been out. So you forgot what I was saying again. Forgot what I was saying again, I did. What was I saying, Caspers? Something about the wife, wasn't it? I said something about the wife. Yeah, I've got on another one again and it just went. Rubber belly. Rubber belly, rubber belly. Yeah, I might take a moment now just to sort of, sorry. I forgot what it was. We were talking about Bunsey. It won't be cheap doing all 35. No, but you see, I've got this idea. It's what I call the logs idea. No, Adam, you ain't missed much. Just me rambling. Cheers for the shout out. You're more than well. 1,000. Oh, well done, Andy. Coin cupboard, right? Anybody wants a coin cupboard? Anybody likes the sorting of the coins and everything else? Andy's wicked. Scottish fella, wicked. Go and have a look. Search coin cupboard, right? He's just got to 1,000. Nice one, Andy. Well done. I've had a little sort of sportsman's bet with Bungle today, and I said to him that I reckon that within 3 months he'll get to 2,000 subscribers, and he's on just getting up to 500 now. We'll all help each other, eh? Hey, mate. We'll all help each other get there. That's the whole idea, and it's more fun. Pardon me. I was saying something about the Bunsey coins and I forgot what I was saying. Because I went off on another tangent, I was going to go off on another story. I'll tell you another story, simple one, very similar to what the Mint did with the £20 and £50 coins. The American Mint decided to... Have you got anyone releasing the rubbish down in Kent? I put a video up earlier on that was that says we still need 9 more volunteers, so have a look at that. He has had his pig here so far. He's just lolloping now. He doesn't want to know now. He's just lolloping over there. I can't get him to come over here for anything, can I? Not unless I've got him another treat. And he doesn't get 2 treats in one night. That's a bit thingy, you know, it's a bit much, isn't it? You'd go nuts if I gave you another treat. And you'd probably have a Tom Tits. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. So the next coin to go out, so some people are saying Stephen Hawking, some people are saying the Gruffalo. I like the Gruffalo idea. I do like the Gruffalo idea because there's another Gruffalo coming out. I don't know if you like over in here. Fruit machines. Yeah, well, you know, you have to follow the rules. So, oh no, never mind, you'll get it tomorrow. You have to follow the rules, and the rules are you've got to make sure you're a member of the site, and that's not about getting you to get any money because you can use the voucher code I've given you. You've got to, yes, there are some coming to knowledge. There are rules on that, and you've got to follow those rules, and you've got to make sure you're a customer. You've got to email John. Don't do it the other way around. A lot of customers have emailed John and not been a customer because they want to be picked first and then be a customer. You've got to be a customer because when John has a look at where you live in and all that, he'll have a look see if you're a customer. If you're not a customer, he'll move on. And if you are a customer, then he'll look at where you live and whether or not that's too close to someone else. If you are, then you can go on the next one. It's now a series. I still have my gold proof. Yeah, it will make the old Gruffalos a little bit more valuable. I don't think they're going to make many. It's one of those where they're going to either make not too many, like a couple of million maybe, or they're going to just overdo it, like they did Benjamin Bunny and make 16 million. Oh, the Americans. So in America, you've got the state quarter series, and you've got the states, not states quarters, and it taught the kids out about all the states. 51 states or something like that, 52 states. I did 50 in 90 days. I did 50 states in 90 days once. That was a hell of a trip. Cool, blimey. I'll tell you some stories about that. Some of it's delicious. I did something like, was it 36 or 42,000 miles on a Greyhound bus, all over the states, 90 days. And I did 50, there's one I didn't do. I got to Alaska, but I didn't get to Hawaii, was the one I didn't do. I've seen more of America than most Americans, which is a strange one. I had that conversation everywhere I went, because most Americans don't see all of America, and I went to every single state in America. That was quite mental. Got robbed, got punched, slept on a bus, slept in a downtown bus station. Cool, I had some mental things on that trip. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, 3 months. Tried to raise money for cancer, that didn't work either. I had a tumour in my face, and it was this side, and it was growing over. You got like 5 nerves, and it was growing over the 5 nerves. So they were struggling when they took it out. So they had to take away the whole saliva gland, and then sort of all the way down there and peeled all that back over like that. I know, gruesome, right? Peeled all that back over, took all that out, and then put it all back again. And I had a scar running from there to there. New Jersey. Yeah, I love parts of America. Parts of America are lovely. And I've got a scar, and it runs all the way from there, and it runs all the way down there. I lose a bit of feeling in my ear. But I even turned that to my advantage because I used to work as door security at the time. On YouTube would be great. I don't know how to create polls. I'll have to look at that. I'll ask Amy to look at that tomorrow or something if you can, how to create a poll. And I used to use it to my advantage because I used to work like on the door security and stuff like that. And at the time the scar was really fresh. You know, it looked gruesome. And because I worked on the doors, I had this really shaved haircut, and I was, you know, quite a big fella. Like I say, I've never, you know, one thing I've always been proud of, I never punched anybody, nobody ever punched me. So I never, you know, I wasn't that kind of a doorman. I just wanted people to go away, come back another day when you're sober, just go away. And I used to use it to my advantage because if I was standing in front of somebody that was giving me a little bit of a hassle, I would sort of make sure that they could see the scar as I'm talking to them and letting them know I want them to go. And I used to think, well, if you think that I don't mind showing it to you, you probably think I've been in a knife fight or something, so you probably think I'm harder than what I am, and therefore you ain't going to argue with me. And it worked, and they didn't. Had nothing to do with being hard or anything. It just had to do with fronting it out, standing in front of them, saying you're going to go, and letting them think what they like about how I got that. They didn't know that I got it through a tumour. They thought I got it through a knife fight, because that's the first thing you assume when you look at a doorman. Oh, he got that scar through a knife fight. It's true that. Just manipulated the situation to my own benefit. Turned the not malignant, it wasn't malignant, it was benign. Turned a benign cancerous tumour into something positive and a tool. You think Brexit could change anything about the Royal Mint or our currency? Brexit? No, not if we leave, because if we leave, I suppose they'll keep our currency. It's only if we stay. That's the only thing I don't like about Europe, is the thought of losing our money. I don't like the idea of losing our money. I think we should keep our money, really. Quite proud of our money. It's been around a long time. Did you know where the Britannia come from? Who knows where the Britannia come from? Let's test your knowledge. I only picked this up, not because I know anything, not because I'm a thingy of coins. I literally picked this up watching a documentary about something else, because I like watching documentaries about history and past royalty and one thing or another. So, and it was just one of them throwaway comments that came out on this documentary, but because I'm in coins, it's like, oh. Yeah, but where did it come from? Where did the idea of the Britannia come from? Or should I say, who was it based on? Who do you think the Britannia was based on? Which, when you think about how posh the royal aristocracy and stuff like that comes from, I'm giving you a clue here. When you think about all the poshness of it all, it'll surprise you to know what's behind the Britannia. Missed it. Can't see him more. I can see him more, but I can't see him more. Yeah. Where did Britannia come from? So I am going to get myself a Scotch and Coke, if that's all right with you. And I suggest you go and do the same. Go and get a bit of refreshment. And when we come back, I'll tell you where the idea come from. You won't believe it. But you should already know it, because you coin people, you know everything about coins. I only picked this up watching a documentary of something else. Yeah, quite right. That's exactly what it means. But someone at some point, all right, let's put it this way, no matter how far back you go through history, at some point someone had to go, I've got an idea. What we're going to do is, we're going to have this rough shape, we're going to use this woman, we're going to base that woman on somebody. So who's that going to be based on? Oh. Well, actually, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I only picked this up watching a documentary about something else. You should know this stuff, man. I'm going to go and get myself a drink. You've all let the side down now. I thought one of you would have it, but you've all let the side down. So I want a stiff drink. Now then, when I finish this drink, I'm going to bed. Britannia rules the sea, absolutely, Adam. When I finish this drink, I'm going to bed. I don't care if there's anybody else left on here, still watching, hanging on for grim death by their fingernails. I'm going to bed. I'm knackered. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? So, layman's terms, right? Because that's all you get from me, layman's terms. So we go back now. We go back several hundred years to when the Britannia was first made. So at that point, when whoever it was, and I can't remember, if I could remember who it was, I would tell you, but I can't remember. But you can find this out yourself. Go back all the way through. Yes, absolutely. Go back. And when you come to that time, that first time when somebody said, that's what we're going to use, it was the king at the time, or the royal at the time, and he had somebody on the side, right? Some might consider a floozy, some might say a bit of the other, some might say a mistress, but whatever he had, it was on the side because it was separate to his marriage. Over there. And he decided that he would model the Britannia on the lady on the side. Not his wife, the lady on the side. And that's where the Britannia come from. So the Britannia, used by posh people, royal, actually comes from something that's not quite so posh, because it comes from, you know, the naughty side of things, from marriage. Yep. Don't disagree with that one little bit. However, the idea of the picture and the woman it was based on is the lady that was the mistress. There's a little bit of trivia for you. Go and check that one out. See what you think. It was just on a documentary. Hi Christian. Just in case you're on in a minute. No, he ain't on no more because it's 11 o'clock. Oh look, it's 11:45. Right, shout out to Liam. Shout out to Liam Collects. Right, Liam Collects got 40 subscribers. Go and see him. Thanks very much, Christian. Go and see him. Liam Collects. Go and have a look. So, I was going to give, I can't give you, I can't. So, there's someone I was going to give a shout out to, but I've changed my mind and I can't. Coin Cupboard, you can. And Matt, Coins UK, you can. Go and see them too. Andy's on the old 1000, so you're going to be doing a live one then, probably this weekend then, Andy. I should think you're itching now. Yeah, I should think so too. I need a packet of cigarettes. Summer Coats, Derbyshire. Summer Coats, Derbyshire. Need a fag. Such a pig, man. Why can't you get these ready when you flipping, you know, you should have everything ready. I mean, all these experienced people out there, they have everything ready. Don't want to drop everything. Does anyone like reggae? Anyone like reggae? If anyone likes reggae, have a look at, I'm going to give a plug to, have a look at the SGs UK. Search the SGs UK on Google, search them on Twitter, search them on Facebook. Certain 2019s, yes, which one's it going to be? I know what I fancy. Hello, Nationwide Coin Hunt. So, SGs UK, search them, Google, and if you like reggae, pardon me, what does happen a lot, sorry. If you like reggae, then leave a comment, and I have got some somewhere. I've got some albums of theirs somewhere. I've got some signed ones, but I can't find them. But I have got some other ones, like normal ones. I've got some of their Rise Up album. So if anybody would like one, I'll gladly send you one. I've got about a dozen of them. So yeah, gladly have one of them. If you go and if you go and join their Twitter and go and join their Facebook, and you come and leave a comment and say that you've gone and done that and joined them, and you'd be, you know, you'd very much like an album, I will give you a free album. Just go and join them and follow and like. That's all you've got to do. Come back and I'll give you an album. Whilst I've still got some. Obviously, while stocks last. Because when they're gone, they're gone. I just happened to pick some up off them a couple of years ago when I was helping them do a venue one day, and they gave me a load. And my brother's in the band, so that's another reason I've got some. So if you like one, just go and follow them, and I'll let you have one. And that's it. Now I've got to think of something else to talk about until I finish my drink. And then when I finish my drink, I'm going to go to bed. I'm not just going to spend it slating off them in. It's not about that. I only say things that need saying. You know. Follow who for what? If you would like, if you're into reggae and you like reggae and you would like the Rise Up album, which is an album by the SGs, and you search the SGs UK, SGS, THE, SGS UK, search them on Facebook, search them on Twitter, go and follow them. And if you'd like, if you're into reggae, don't just do it if you're not into reggae, but if you're into reggae, then go and do it. Come back here, tell me you've done it. I'll go and check, and I'll send you an album whilst I've got some. Just to give a little bit of free publicity to my brother's band. My brother, by the way, is the one he's the one, you can't miss him. He's the best looking one in the band. You'll see, when you have a look at him, you'll see where he gets his looks from. And his colouring. He's the best looking one in the band, that's how you know. Jamming, he loves jamming. No, I haven't. No, never heard of them. Run Rig. But feel free to give them a plug, post their link in a comment, someone else might be able to go along there and have a look. You know. By the way, you coin tubers out there, you know when you you go on someone's comments, like you go on my video, and maybe you'll like a few videos in the hope that someone will see your name, and then they'll click on yours, and I'll go on your videos, and I'll click like on other people's comments, so that they see the Great British Coin Hunt as liked their comment, and then they know we exist, and then they might click on it and come over to us. All of that goes on, right? Well, don't spam it, obviously, you know, especially to some new youngsters. Don't put loads and loads of links on, but you know, like on the front row of comments, so when you've got a video, you've got comments all the way down, and then you've got comments within comments, because you've got the replies to those comments. So the replies to those comments called out the second level, and call the first row of comments the first level. So by all means, Queen, by all means, anytime you want to come on, leave a comment, any of you coin tubers out there, by all means, in the bottom of your comment, like a signature, if you like, leave the link to your channel. I don't mind. Leave the link to your channel. And then, you know, you're not just saying to people, hey, come and search for me. You can say to people, yeah, here's my link to my channel, come and have a look. Ian don't mind me putting it on here, and I don't. But just put one on any video, right? Don't put more than one on the front row of comments, and don't put it on the second row either. Just put one. And then you can put another one on another video, and you can put another one on another video. I don't mind that, but just one, right? And then we can all help each other. You can put your links on there, that's fine. That's if you've got the time to do that, of course. Now deciding, do I listen to them or you? Well, I can honestly tell you, my brother's more interested than me, and no, well, no worries, Andy. You're more than welcome. Please feel free to take me up on that. It's a great band. They're a great band. They're a great band. He is slightly better looking than me, although I don't like to let him know it. He is a bit better looking than me. He's slightly slimmer than me. you know. But he has a lot of time off, do you know what I mean? He works part-time, he goes home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know. I rib him about that all the time. I say, you work part-time, you know, you're all right, and he works as a builder as well, so he's quite fit. And I say, like, you know, it's all right for you getting home half time, you ring me up 3 o'clock on your way home from work. And he says to me, he says, hang on a minute, he says, it's a bit harsh. He says, don't forget I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, well, yeah, I suppose there's that to it, but still, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's like working half the day, isn't it? Night, Christian. This is like having company. Do you know what? This is like having company. This is weird. I never would have thought this in a million years. But it is like having company. It's like having my dog with me. If I was in the house on my own, no Fran for a week, on my own, I'm one of those people that sort of, I hear creaks and I think, what's that? What's that? Because we have been burgled whilst we've been in bed when we first met. I came downstairs, thought I'd heard a noise. I come downstairs and I looked around and all the hairs went up on the back of my neck and I didn't see anything. As I'm walking up the stairs, it was all called cold. And I got back into bed. And well, at the time she was talking about her dad because she believes in ghosts and I don't. And I said, if that's your dad, he's really pissing me off now because, you know, getting me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we went to bed, got up in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, come downstairs, stuff had gone. Stereo, shed had been emptied, car's gone, work car, all that kind of stuff. All the personal therapy papers plastered all over the streets. While we was in bed, ferried the stuff in and out, in and out, in and out, we didn't hear them. Nice one, Adam. Nice one, Adam. Now, you have to be a customer of our site, obviously, because if you ain't a customer of our site, I haven't got your address. So to do that, you get up at 5. 5, that's a bit early. I don't get up till, I don't start work till 10:30. Mind you, I can't because of my shoes. Please be kind to come to my shoes. Good night. Good night. You have a lovely night, nice night. Have sweet dreams. Yeah. So yeah, so you'll like his music. It's great music. So you've got to make sure you're a customer of the site, obviously, because I need your address to send it to you. And then, you know, you've got your name there, Adam's, whatever it is, and you go, you know, I've liked him, can I have one, please? And I will send you one. I'll look up your address, print it off a label, and I'll send you one. Well, that's all right then, Adam Schofield. No problem. So just put down that you'd like, on the comments that's on the proper comments bit, you know, the front bit. I don't know if these comments actually stay on there. Usually get up at 5 o'clock in the morning too. Oh, God. I haven't done that for 25 years. 25 years. Maybe even longer. I used to deliver milk. I had a milk business. So, yeah. That was another job, another lifetime ago. Yeah, it is. Getting the boys ready for school. At 5 o'clock in the morning, Christ on a bike. What time do they start at school? 6 o'clock? Jesus, I never used to have to get to school till 8:45. 5 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I used to get up and go to work go to school an hour early when I was in junior school because there was road workers digging up the road by the school and I got myself a job helping them. They took liberties with me, but I got paid. Liberties, not liberties with me as in oi oi. Liberties with me as in they took liberties with the money they give me for the work that I did. But I enjoyed it and I did the work. Oh, I see. So 7:45? I wouldn't want to be a kid now. Can you actually imagine going to school at quarter to 8 in the morning? Shouldn't be allowed. Mind you, you know, it depends how you look at it. I mean, it was only 100 years ago. They used to go down the mines at 4 o'clock in the morning, so. You could say, as I often used to tell my kids, you got it made. You know, 100 years ago. Yeah, be careful. You know, don't get caught. by the missus, that was. Yeah, now I forgot what I was saying. I do that a lot. This is great. This is like therapy. This is interesting. I love doing something that's different that I've never done before. I've never done this before, twice now. Never done this before. No doubt people are going to leave comments and go, Ian, that was seriously long, mate. What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I just thought, shall I, shan't I? I don't fancy watching the telly. I can't exactly have a conversation with Casper. He's lovely, but I can't exactly have a conversation with him. Take it, they'll get my homework. So I thought, oh well, I'll put it on and I'll see where it goes. I don't think there'll be many people on. Good night, Mark. Thank you very kindly. I thought there won't be many people on, you know, this time of night. I can just use it as a practice. Do you know what I mean? People can watch it if they want or not watch it if they want. 25 people and 6 likes. Isn't that great? Funny, innit? I was just thinking, there's me telling you earlier on that, like, I worked in security, which I did. I worked as a door security, bouncer, call it whatever you like. And then, you know, years before that, you wouldn't believe it, I was a stripper. 18 years old, 19 years old, I was a stripper. See you later, mate. Take care, Andy. Have a nice evening, have a good day tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed myself soon when I finish this drink. Well, I'll be buggered. Look at that. 9 likes. 25 people on. Been on for 47 minutes. It's mental. I'm only just finding out how half this works. How is the waiting list for the Jemimas, man? Making any headway? No, Steve, not at the moment. To be honest, I'd rather give you your money back. I'd rather give everybody their money back that's in the Jemima list. Or let me give you a credit on something else and have something else. And I'll give you extra back. I'll give you, if you have a site credit back, I'll give you 25% extra on whatever it is I owe you. So you've at least got a good percentage on your money for the time that I've had your money. Because I've had your money for a long time. And those Jemimas ain't coming. I did get promised a load of Jemimas recently, but someone's still working on that and they can't make up their mind whether or not I'm actually going to get any or not. So I'm sort of losing the will to live on that, you know. And the biggest problem surrounding that is saying to people, please, please, please let me give you your money back, or let me give you something else instead. And then people going, no, I don't want my money back. I don't want something else. I want to stay in the list because I think you're going to get it one day. So on that basis, yes, stay in the list. But, you know, if there is any chance I can give you something else, please, please, please let me give you something else. Let me give you a credit and choose what you want another time. Yeah, see, I ain't got any panel beater betrayal, but maybe they're much very good. You made a good business from buying and collecting coins. I'll tell you something I did. You're a paddle beater by trade. I'll tell you something I did, and I'll tell you this is still valid now. Take any car whatsoever. No, I'm glad you did mention it, Steve. Please don't think that. Please don't be apologetic for that. I'm glad you mentioned it. I don't mind anything like that. You know, even if I've dropped a clanger or if I'm late on something or whatever, I don't mind. No, and that is a serious issue, the paddle duck, and it is one that I would like to sort of settle as many people as I possibly could for a great price. I don't know why they keep their money with me. Partly probably because they trust me, and partly probably because they know that I won't send them a fake. And eBay at the moment is awash with puddle duck fakes. There are so many puddle duck fakes on eBay, it's unreal. And the Mint won't do anything about it, and eBay won't do anything about it, and both of them can. And if they won't do anything about it, then there's no chance the police can do anything about it. If eBay and the Royal Mint don't put pressure on the police, then the police won't do anything about it. Yet the funny thing is, they could get those people within 24 hours. 24 hours, handcuffed, arrested, within selling the coin. That easy. And yet they don't do it. So, you know, makes the marketplace bad. So that could be one of the reasons, but I guess you'd have to ask the people. No, exactly, Steve. You know, I mean, if there's anything I can give you, could I give you 2 undated 20p's instead of the 2 Q's I owe you? I haven't got any more. I haven't got any more dual dates, but I could give you a couple of undated 20p's. And if you was to say yes to that deal, I'll give you 2 undated 20p's in place of the Q's, and I'll give you a Navy Belfast, and I'll give you a Britannia on top. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. That's all right, mate. So yeah, if you want to think about that one, if I owe you for 2 Qs, and you think, well, because what's the chances of me getting them? There ain't much. I mean, I will keep people in the list if they refuse to have a refund, but, you know, unless I get a deal that I got with an undated 20p's and I get a deal where I can get hold of 50 or 100, I'm going to be buggered. So I would much rather people let me do a deal with them, give them something else. What I want you to do is walk away I want you to walk away really happy, so that you think that I waited a serious amount of time, but do you know what? I'm still going to click my heels. I'm still happy. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. It's a deal. 2 undated 20p's and a pair of those, a Belfast and a thingy jobby, what's it? Britannia. If you send an email to John, tgbch@outlook.com, tell him we've had a chat on here and tell him that I owe you for 2 Qs. It would be great if you tell him roughly how long, if you've got an order number. Is it from the crowdfunding? Is it from whatever? If it's from the website, you might have an order number on your sale in the sign. And tell him that we've agreed 2 undated 20p's and a Britannia and a Navy. And we'll get that off to you. If we can't get it off to you tomorrow, I'll definitely get it off to you by Tuesday. And then that's me and you square. Yeah, don't give it to me, mate. It needs to go to John. You need to email John with it, because then John will deal with that. What he'll do is he'll speak to me and he'll say, I've got this bloke called Steve. He says this. Is that right? And I'll look at that and go, yep, that ties up with the conversation I had with him on the live chat. That's fine. I'll authorise that, and then he'll get that done. So you need to email John. It's no good on here. If I was to say to you, yeah, leave it with me, that wouldn't be fair to you, because come tomorrow morning, you know, it'll be straight. You've seen me talking tonight. I forget a conversation I had 10 seconds ago. That's all right. So, have a think about it. If you're still happy with that, email John in the morning or tonight or whatever. Actually, I got in touch with Stephen. Stephen Ball, was that? What would you trade for a Sherlock SYO? I don't know what that is. You credit me with far too much coin intelligence. I often say that. I don't know what you mean. No worries, Steve. And I am really pleased to be able to cut a deal. Nice. That's another customer gone. That's another one out of the list. Another one I ain't got to worry about. I'll strike your own. I haven't got any. Or you want to give me one and have something else in return. Yeah, got it now. And you want to offer me one and you want something in return? Is that what you're saying? Or you want to offer me something for one? You want one from me? Yeah, if you're interested. Yeah, I don't know though what that means. You want one from me or you're offering me one? Yeah, I don't, you know, that strike your own and all that, that's got a bit silly. And I've had, you know, issues with the Royal Mint over that, because there's been coach drivers that go down there with coach loads of children who go in for this Royal Mint tour, and they get to strike their own Isaac Newton. You're offering one. Yeah, I would be interested in one then, definitely. And you go in there, and all the kids all the kids on the coach are supposed to go around the tour and everything else, right? You're trusting all this is happening when you send your kids over from school trips and all that. You're trusting that all this is going on. So they get there, and over they go, all do the tour and everything else, and then they get to the bit and they all get to strike their own coin, right? And that wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. What was happening was, they're thinking, oh, this is going to take ages. You've got like 30 or 60 kids coming round all in a line, and we're going to do one after the other, after the other, after the other. So, being lazy and not doing their jobs properly and doing the human thing, which is cutting corners at every opportunity, they decided to, what we'll do is, how many kids you got on a coach, Mr. Driver? And the driver goes, he thinks, I've got 60 kids on a coach. He goes, I've got about 68 kids on a coach. Righto, they go, we'll give you 68 coins. And you give them out to the kids on the coach. And then they don't have to take the time to strike individual 60 times, which is going to take quite a lot of time. If it took 5 minutes per kid, 60 times 5, 300 minutes. If it takes 10 minutes per kid, 600 minutes. Far too much time. We'll cut that down. Yeah, exactly. And so they did this to cut corners, cut costs, and be lazy, and just, you know, because they're getting paid for every single one of them, aren't they? They're getting paid. Every single one of them is paying money. Someone's paying money. If the school's not paying the money, the parents are paying the money. So somebody's paying the money. They're getting paid to have these done on an individual basis, and they cut corners and go, yeah, what we'll do is we'll make a little bit more money, strike a load of coins up when no one's here. We'll get them done up, and then when they come through, we'll say, we haven't got time, there's too many of you. So how many you got? There you go. And they don't even properly check how many there is. So there could have been 40 kids on the bus, and the coachman could have said, I've got 65, and he'd have got 65 coins. And then a couple of unscrupulous people decided that they wouldn't give them to the kids if the kids didn't ask for them. So some of the kids were getting off the coach and they didn't get a coin. And these coins were ending up on the black market. I got offered a load. And by the time they came to me, they were around about 25, 30 quid. So, no, I didn't buy any. So, and I brought that to the Mint's attention. And they paid no attention to that whatsoever. Not interested. It's all about the money. And I don't make this stuff up. You know, I really, really, really don't make this stuff up. This is the kind of stuff that goes on, and it sort of goes on all the time. And I just think, do you know what? How far do you want to take this? And you know, where does the daylight robbery stop? And you know, how unfair is it on those children? And if any of those children were, shall we say, within what some might consider to be a special, if some were what might one consider to be trying to be politically correct within the special needy area, special needy spectrum, whatever what that might be. I'm certainly not a person to draw a line and say over here is and over here isn't, but there is that, right? Let's just say some people are easier to catch than others. Some kids are a little bit more sharper than others, and some, you know, are very easy to dupe. And I think which there has to be if you go by the numbers game, I'd like to go and all. I'd like to go, if anybody fancies going with me and we could get a bit of a trip up, I'd fancy going. What was I saying? Yeah, if there's any of these children, which the numbers game suggests that there will be, there's bound to be children there that have got caught up in that, then that's abuse. Now you're into the world of abuse because you've just caught somebody that is easily catchable as opposed to someone who could easily see through the rubbish, you know? Naughty, naughty, naughty. I'm glad to say 2 distributors have been added to the UK distributor side of the Royal Mint. However, out of the 4 distributors that are there, if you click on 2 of them's pages, one of them a page is not displayed, and on the other one, the website's coming soon. So the Royal Mint are advertising a distributor that doesn't exist yet, and the website is coming soon. That's how much impact we've made. We've made so much impact with the noise that I've made that the Royal Mint are panicking and running around like headless chickens, and they're putting stuff together that's not even finished. No. And how many kids do you know, especially little kids, he's saying that, you know, a lot of kids wouldn't ask the bus driver for the coin, and that's quite right. And what happens if you have got a snot-nosed bus driver? I'm not saying that they all are, and I apologise to any bus drivers. I'm not trying to say that you're bad or anything, but this has happened on a few occasions, and there's bad apples in everything, in every business, in every employment sector in the world. So it's not singling you out or anything like that, no disrespect, but you get a little kid, especially a little kid that's maybe got needs, but you get a little kid that hasn't even got needs, you know, and you've got a dirty, great big person in front of him who says no. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Is he going to stand there and argue? I know adults that wouldn't stand there and argue because they haven't got the whatever it is that enables them to have the conversation. So what's some little kid going to do? Who's he going to argue with? He's going to go home upset. I've been saying this for around 18 months. Do you think if I was wrong, do you think that would class as slander? And if you think that would class as slander, when you've got someone as powerful and as big and as rich as the Royal Mint, why haven't they taken me to court for saying it? That's a question I'd ask. I wouldn't necessarily ask the question so much, is he right, isn't he right, whatever. I'd ask the question, hang on a minute, if Ian's been saying this stuff for like 18 months, the stuff he's saying could be considered a slander, defamation of character. Well, surely they'll sue him for that. No, he's gone upstairs, Steve. He's on my bed, little bugger. Then why haven't they sued me? Quite simply because you can't sue somebody for telling the truth. When you're telling the truth, you can say anything to anybody. There's nothing they can do to you. Nothing. Don't matter how big they are. And that's where a lot of people lose sight of it, because they think, they're big companies, they automatically think we'll just go down a legal route. We'll threaten you with legal action. That'll make you quake in your boots. And big companies do that. The problem is little people like you and me, the little people, they open those letters and they freak out and they go, oh my God, I don't want to go to court. I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And so you back down straight away. What I've come to learn through my 40 odd years of trading and dealing with unscrupulous big business after unscrupulous big business, ask me in a minute. Unscrupulous business after unscrupulous business. Seen it so many times, dealt with it so many times. You know, for one thing, if you ain't got nothing to, if you ain't got nothing to hide, you don't hide anything. But now I've lost my train of thought. Shouldn't have looked at the comment. I've lost my train of thought, and it was bloody important. You wally. Either 23 people are nodding off to sleep, or you've actually been paying attention to what I've been saying. So if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, can you remind me, please? Because like a muppet, I looked at a comment and sidetracked myself. And it was really important. Tell me what I was saying there, Matt. If you was paying attention, what was I talking about? Because it was an important one. Legal tender. Legal. Ah, legal. That reminds me. Right. That's what I was talking about. You ain't paying attention. I'm just flapping my lips here, aren't I? You're not paying attention. Wake up. Stop dozing. Now then, pay attention. No, it wasn't legal tender, but it was legal. I was talking about big business. We'll take you to court. We'll wipe you out. We'll do this. We'll do that. My reaction, always, is, will ya? If I think I'm right in what I'm doing, if I think that what I'm saying is correct, if I know what I'm saying is correct, and I want that makes me principled, then, and I plant my feet, then I say, well, okay, will ya? Well, go on then, because I know what I'm saying is right. You know what I'm saying is right. You just don't like what I'm saying, and you want to stop me saying what I'm saying. That's why you get heavy and threaten with the court. But I know that. I know that because I've dealt with it so many times throughout my life. So I got to understand. I know that. Okay. Well, if I know that, I know that what you're telling me is a bluff. It doesn't matter how big you are, it's a bluff. You can't take somebody to court if they're telling the truth. You can't take them to court for slander. You have to find some other reason of taking them to court. It's the only reason Change Checker and the Royal Mint haven't taken me to court. When I spoke to Ian Glenn, he said to me, to be perfectly honest, I didn't know whether to take you to court or come and meet you. And I couldn't decide which. But you can't take me to court. You can't take me to court for telling the truth. And, as I've told them, if you are daft enough to go down the road of actually taking us to court, then all you're going to do is publicise the fact that you are going to take to court the Great British Coin Hunt. Now, can you imagine either of that happening? Front page news. The Royal Mint takes the Great British Coin Hunt to court. That's a farcical headline in itself. Change Checker takes the Great British Coin Hunt to court. The Great British Coin Hunt taken to court by the Royal Mint. The Great British Coin Hunt taken to court by Change Checker. Could you imagine? The headline itself is farcical. So by taking that step, I've told them both, if you hand me 20,000 members on a plate, you get me that kind of publicity, 20,000 people will join the site in one go. People will read that article and they'll say, who is this guy that's standing up to these big business? And they'll just come and join. And out of those 20,000 people, X amount of percent will invest in my business, X amount of percent will go for the legal fund, and X amount of percent will come on board as customers. Thank you very, very much. So, I mean, I had a phone call today from someone who was really worried about me. It's like, you know, I don't agree with some of your comments and some of the stuff you've been saying, but I really worry about you because, you know, you're stepping into territory here where you could get really done by the big boys. And I'm like, well, excuse me. I'm like, well, you have to, you know, I still believe in the judicial system that we've got in this country, how it come about, how it's evolved, what it's supposed to mean. I still believe in that. So I still believe that you cannot go into court and sue somebody for telling the truth. You might be able to sue somebody for the way they're telling the truth. Maybe, I don't know. You might be able to sue somebody because you don't like something they say, but you can't sue somebody for telling the truth. You know, and I will end up with 10,000 people putting into a Royal Mint action fund that we've actually got that didn't even know it existed. You know, because there's something about the British, I've said this before in a video, we don't like being told what to do. The Americans don't like being told what to do. We don't like being told what to do. We don't like it when big business tries to trample all over small business, and that's exactly what's happening here. So I fight, and I fight on behalf of myself and the team and our jobs, our income, because we love what we do, and I'm really enjoying this community business thing, the coin community, which I wasn't really a part of before, and I am really enjoying this, meeting you people, talking to you people. I'm loving it. I'm loving that there are so many people so interested. So I'll fight for all that. and then at the same time I'm fighting for you, because if I'm not doing this as a crusade for you, don't get me wrong, this is not a benevolent thing for you. This is a crusade that ends up with you reaping a reward out of it. I'm doing this for the reasons that I'm doing it. If I succeed, it means I buy the product. Doesn't matter whether the product is a coin or a tin of beans. I'm a buyer and seller. Remember, that's my background. I know what a product is. If I buy the product at a price where I can compete with my major competitor, then if I'm competing with them, then it means there's like not a price war, but there's a little bit of a price thingy going on, because that's what competing's all about. That means you benefit. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So you benefit by default. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not pretending that I'm some knight. I'm doing a crusade for my customers. I'm not doing it for my customers. I'm doing it for me, predominantly, first and foremost, for me and mine. To protect me, to protect my friend, to protect my dog, to protect my home, to protect my business, to protect my investors, to protect my team, to protect all of us. That's why I'm doing it. That is the honest to God reason I'm doing it. The knock-on effect to that, like if you line up a load of dominoes and you knock one over, boom, it goes boom, and it knocks the next one over. And the knock-on effect to me doing what I'm doing can only mean a benefit to the coin community, because if that fair competition is there, then fair competition means lower prices, and if there's lower prices, you benefit. So I'm not doing it for you, I'm doing it for my own selfish reasons, absolutely selfish reasons. But the knock-on effect is that you will benefit the same nevertheless. That's absolutely right. And by people understanding that, hi, UK Coin Cabinet, shout out to him. By understanding that, by getting that message across to people and understanding that, there's more and more people going, now I see what you're on about, now I understand, and yes, I want to put a few quid into this. And the more money we collect for that, the more power to our elbow, the more confident I am, the more confident the solicitor is, because the money's there to pay the bill. The further we can go down the line, and the further we can go down the line, I don't want it to go to the end, but the further we go down the line, the more chance of getting round the table. And this whole thing is all about getting round the table, which they refuse to do. And in order to do that, I need your help, and anyone else, because I can't do it on my own, because I'm not a multi-billionaire, so I can't do it on my own. So I said to people, okay, tell you what you do, and I put it out to the customers, and I said, if you want me to take it further, this is what we'll do. I've put up a listing, go and buy it, and I'll give you, if we win the court case, you buy that listing, and whatever you spend, I'll give you 3 times your money if we win. If we lose, then I'll still give you 3 times your money, but I'll give it to you in reward points. So now you can, but you just got to buy coins. And if you put too much money in, don't put too much money in, I say to people. But depending on what you put in, you have to buy coins for the next however long, year or two, right? And use your points that way, if we lose. But if we win, I'll give you 3 times your money in cash. And I can say that purely and simply because if we win, we will end up with 10 times, 15 times. You know, people could end up, hi Jack, nice to see you. People could end up getting 10 times their money back. I don't know. Greetings, Great British Coin Hunt. Nice to see a UK Coin Cabinet. So people could end up with 10 times their money back. I don't know what they're going to get. I'm only promising them a minimum of 3 times, because I know if we win, and if we do win, and it comes down on that side that we do win, then we're easily going to have a lot more than that. A lot more than that. So people will get more than that. But as a guarantee, if we win, it's 3 times your money minimum. So nice to see you, Gummer Coins and Banknotes. Shout out to him. He does some cool videos. Gummer Coins and Banknotes. You know, as I said, Gummer, feel free to put the link to your channel in when you leave a comment. I only put your link in once per video, but feel free to put it in. Oh look, yeah, 11, 12 likes, 26 watching. What's the matter with everybody? Go to bed. But see, I forget where I am as well. Ah. Just rambling on about something or other again. Do you have £5 coins? Yeah, loads of them. The ones before the ones made between 1990 and 2008, Gamardi is an extinct kangaroo. Ah, I see. Good choice of name then. I'd do something like that. Thank you very much indeed. That's very kind of you. Gamardi coins and banknotes. He's from Australia, I believe. And nice to see you. All my information is just for English coins and stuff, but you know, little bits and bobs. I send most people to sleep. They're only watching me because they're trying to doze off. Did you know legal term £5 coins dated between 1990, because before 1990 they were worth 25 pence. They were called crowns, but from 1990 onwards they were then called £5 coins. They were changed, and the value is a £5 coin, but it's roughly the same size as an old crown that was worth 25p. So they turned what was 25p into something worth a fiver. They made 20 times the value of that. They increased the value, increased the cost of it by 20 times or whatever it was, 25 times overnight. They turned it into a £5 coin. Yeah, banks will always give you £5 coins and all shrapnel. So they turned it into a £5 coin, and between 1990 and 2008 they hoped the public would catch on to it and use £5 coins in their change. They didn't. Nobody wants a £5 coin. It's too big an effort. Who wants that in their pocket, clanking and banging about and putting a hole in your pocket? Nobody wants that. The public don't want it. It's too heavy for the purses, too heavy for the men's pockets. It's too heavy for everything. It's just absolutely not workable. It was a stupid idea. So they decided, and they made them in circulated condition as well as Bunce condition from 1990 to 2008, which means that legally you should be able, in theory, because of their definitions of the legal tender side of it, you should be able to spend that £5 coin if it's dated between 1990 and 2008. You should be able to spend that coin anywhere in a shop or anything, because it's circulated condition, and a circulated condition coin means that it's legal tender anywhere. That was supposed to be. From 2008 to now, they only make it in Bunce condition. They only make it, thank you very much, they only make it in brilliant uncirculated condition. It's only stuff I pick up. I only pick this stuff up from you guys. Yeah, so, you know, £5 coins themselves, legal tender, supposed to be banks, shops from 1990 to 2008, 2007, and then from 2008 onwards, Prince Charles' birthday, and the other one, Queen Elizabeth accession to the throne, I think it was. Prince Charles' birthday, second rarest £5 coin there is. First rarest £5 coin is the Academy. Both of those are cheap enough on eBay. If you've got some money to invest in a coin that you want guaranteed to go up in value, let me tell you, those two coins, Academy, Prince Charles, no matter how much you pay for it on eBay, whatever the cheapest price is you can get, no matter how much you pay for it, you will treble your money within a couple of years. I'm going to bed in a minute myself. From a retailing point of view, let me tell you, they're the two rarest coins, and over the next couple of years, you'll treble your money on those. The Prince Charles coin is actually worth about 75 quid. People weren't getting a grip on it, and they wanted the coin to. People didn't like the 25p crown, and the government thought that they could turn it into, you know, the £5 coin, and everybody would be up for it, and they wasn't. They didn't want to know. Most mints have tried that palaver. Oh, that's very kind of you, Jack. Thank you very much. You tell your old man that he's more than welcome, and if he loves it, he likes it. If he's on Facebook, please please go and like the SGs. You know, I can't promote them enough. The SGs UK, THE SGS UK, Facebook, Twitter, Google. And you can get it on there. I am blown away, thank you. I am absolutely blown away again, marvellous, that so many of you, yeah, no worries, anniversary cream on 5 coin, is that one rare? If you want to know how much a coin's worth, I'll tell you how to value your coin collection, right? In one easy stroke. You ready for this? Really, really easy. And remember this, because once I tell you this, then you won't ask me anymore, how much is this worth, how much is that worth, right? I don't mind answering questions, but I'm not doing other people's work for them, right? If you can do the work for yourself, you should do the work for yourself. So, you go onto our website, www.thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com. I do not profess to be a collector, I do not profess to be a hobbyist, I do not profess to be a cheapy boot sell man. I am a professional coin business, and I charge full retail for some products, retail for others, and I do deals on others, and I also give away loads of points, and I do loads of deals, and I give loads of free coins away, and I do all sorts of things. But I am a retailer first and foremost. Please understand that. I am a retailer first and foremost. Therefore, my primary goal when I get up in the morning is not to find that coin that I haven't got. My primary goal is to make sure that I earn enough money to pay everybody by the end of the day. Right, that's my primary goal. I have to look after the wages, investors, everybody. So I retail. Now that's good for you because everybody wants to know what is the maximum that my item is worth. So all you have to do is go to the website, www.thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com, and find the coins that you want to know how much it's worth. However much I'm selling it for is what I say that coin is worth today. If I change the price tomorrow, then tomorrow I've decided that coin is worth a different price. But today, when you look at the value of that coin, that is the price I've decided that coin is worth today. People will argue with some of my prices, that's fine. You can take my price and say, well, Ian prices it at £4, I'm going to sell it for £2. That's fine. I don't mind. What I'm saying to you is, you can freely use my website as your price guide. Now, it's not spangly, fantastic, wonderful website that you can easily do stuff with on your phone and all the rest of it, you know. There's probably better sites out there. But what you have on my site is you have an honest retail price. That's what you have. Doesn't matter whether you agree with the price or not. When you walk into my shop and you know that I'm giving you an honest retail price on what I personally value that coin for retail. So when you look up the coin and you see I'm selling that coin for £16, you go, oh, Ian values that at £16. Only cost us £1.60. Look, I'll tell you what, why don't we sell it for a tenner? Ian sells it for £16. If we sell it for a tenner, we'll sell it quick because we want the money. Crack on. You've got a price guide. You've almost got a Bible on my shop. You know, you really have. You've almost got a Bible. Any coin you want to know the real value of, the real value of, if it's on my site, you've got a value. If it's not on my site, then it might be a bit more specialist, and it may very well be. You can ask me about it, and I'll be honest with you. I say to people all the time, yes, what you're offering me there, that's a bit above my pay grade. It's beyond my intelligence. You need a specialist for that. And I'll tell you. I won't try and buy something off you that I think might be worth a lot of money and try and give you a couple of quid for it. I don't do that. If it's worth a lot of money, I tell you it's worth a lot of money, and I tell you where I think you should go first. That said, and I don't mind helping people, but I can't have my time taken up by people going, how much is this? How much is a Sherlock Holmes worth? How much is a WWF worth? How much is this worth? You know, because I'm not being disrespectful here when I say it, but someone's got to tell you, you really are being a bit lazy, because you can easily find out what it's worth. You know, it's almost like sometimes people are asking the question in the hope that I'm going to go, oh, it's going to be worth 50 quid, and they go, oh, do you want to buy it for 25 quid, and I'm going to be mug enough to buy it. You know. So do your own due diligence. Always do your own due diligence. Go and have a look on the website, and you know, go and have a look on eBay. Even compare the price I say to the price it is you can find it for on eBay or Amazon or whatever, and then see what you think. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And you know, you carry on looking at the prices. That's what it's there for. It's not just there to sell it to you. It's there to help you work out what the value is. The idea to put the Royal Academy of Arts up for 85 quid and I actually value it at 100. And I know that you can pick it up on eBay right now for about 40 quid. And I would go and buy it. Because it is rarer than the Prince Charles, and I've sold the Prince Charles at 75 quid. No, it's not a Guinness, Steve, it's a Scotch and Coke. It's me little Scotch and Coke. Paid £32 for my PNC. PNC. Whiskey and Coke, I would guess. Yeah, that's what it is. So I can promise you they are two coins that will go up in value, and they are coins that you can buy relatively cheaply. The Academy is at the moment the absolute rarest £5 coin to be made, and the Prince Charles birthday is the second rarest. The Academy is 10,000 odd, and the Prince Charles birthday is 14,000 odd. Then the next one after that, I think, is the Queen Elizabeth at 30 odd thousand. Prince Charles is worth 75 quid, and I've sold it for that. Yes, really, I've sold it for that, 75 quid. So think about it. If Prince Charles has a top retail price of 75 quid, and that's 14,000, then the Academy can't be less, can it? Because that's 10,000, so that has to be more. It's only mathematics. So I value the Academy at £100 and I sell it for 85 quid. And I sell it. I've only got about 8 of them left anyway. And it's another one of those controversial ones. It's a bit like the Navy. People will go, yeah, but it ain't worth that. Yes, it is. The fact is that you can buy it cheaper than it's worth. You know, it's like telling you that Kew Gardens is worth £100, but you can go and buy it for 50 quid. And then people going, but it's not worth £100. It is worth £100, but if you're lucky enough to buy it for 50 quid, snap it up. You know, if you want to invest a few quid into coins, and especially if you want to take up a lower amount of space. So of course the more valuable the coin that you're investing in, like if you go and pay 40 quid for an Academy, you're paying 40 quid for one coin. But the space that takes up is minimal compared to 40 quid's worth of 50p's. So you can invest more wisely and take up less space in your drawer or your cupboard. Because whatever you invest in, it all takes up space. Whether you invest it to sell it later on or whether you invest it to buy it now, it all takes up space. But those two coins, they are worth buying. And I say to people, you know, you can buy them cheaper than I'm selling them for. Go and buy them. Go and buy them off them. You can buy it off me if you like. You know, you're going to guarantee not getting a fake. But, you know, at the prices that you can get them for, sometimes it might be worth having a look at least. You know, just go and have a look. If you're not happy, buy it off me. Or you could log into the website www.greatbritishcoinhunt.com. Make sure you're logged in. Click on the rewards tab at the bottom of the screen. Go to your rewards account. Click on earn rewards. See all the posts there, all the things you've got to do. Share this page on Facebook. Share this one on Twitter. follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook, do this, do that. And each time you click it and follow it through and share it, you earn 10 or 15p. And each time you do it, you earn 10 or 15p, and so on and so forth. You earn all these money's worth of points for long-term investment. Ian, well, Lord Benjamin, for all these points, think where you are. It depends on how cheap it is. You know, if you come across a change checker one for, say, an academy for, say, 25 quid, and a package one is 50 quid, then I'd opt for the change checker one. See what I mean? You've got a way to balance yourself. So you go on the reward section, go on the earn points section, and you share all these pages on Facebook and Twitter and all of that, and you do all of that, and you earn 10p, 15p, 10p, 15p, whatever. And then you add up all these points, and then every week, every fortnight, every week, we change the rewards. So there's more rewards to go and share, different ones, every week, every week. So you can earn pounds and pounds and pounds every week for free. For free. For free. Just click, 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 share, 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 click, 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 share, share, share. And you get all these points, and then you save those points up, and you can get yourself an academy for 85 quid. Now, you're going to give me 85 quid for it, but you're going to pay for it in points that you've earned for free. Can't go wrong, can you? Or go and buy something else. Go and buy a bag of 50p coins, or some £2 coins, or anything you like. You know, get vouchers, use them. Watch past videos. You know, so you can get these coins for free off us, or you can buy them off us, or you can go and buy them somewhere else. But they are 2 coins to invest in. That, as they saying used to go in America, you can take to the bank. In a minute, I'm going to bed. So, we've got 21 people watching, we've got 12 likes. Was that a good investment? Yeah, I think it was. How much you pay for it? Because the bunch set's worth about 60, and that'll go up to 100 within, the bunch set of Peter Pan will go up to 100 quid within 18 months. That'd be my prediction on that one. So how much did you pay for the silver set? Expect that comes through. Now I can't pause this, can I? I can't believe 22 people are still watching. I have to go and have a Jimmy. 6 coloured silver-proof coins, and it costs 350 quid. 350 quid divided by 6, 35 divided by 6, let's call it 360 quid. Let's say you paid a tenner postage. 360 quid divided by 6, 60 quid each. I don't think that's a bad investment. I don't. I'm going to go for a quick. I'm really, really sorry. But my issues, health issues, don't allow me to wait. And I don't know how to pause, and I'm going to have one more smoke before I go to bed. Well, that's got to be absolutely rude. And that's got to be crazy. There was 21 people when I walked out of here. There's 22 now. And there was no one here. There was no one here. I'm just going to have a little drop of Coke, no scotch. About as much as 300 subs since yesterday. Really? That's mental, isn't it? Extra 2009's going. No, I don't think so, Russell. Sorry, you did ask that a couple of times, didn't you? No, I don't think there's going to be any extra ones going into circulation. There are 2.1 million that have been minted. 2.1 million 2019s that have been minted. Now, if you had 100,000 of every letter, that would be 2.6 million. 2.1 million means it's less than 100,000 a letter. Supposing they make an even number of letters, then it would be less than 100,000 a letter, because 100,000 a letter would be 2.6 million, and they've made 2.1 million. So 2.1 million, so if it was 26, do you know what, I normally do these things in my head, but I've had a drink. So 26 times 80,000 equals 2,080,000. So 26 times 85,000 equals 2,200,000. What did I say? 2.1 million. So 85. So 83. 26 times 83,000. I was having a Scotch and Coke. I've just added a bit of Coke to it. 2,158,000. That was 83,000, right? So 26 times 82,000. 26 times 81,000. 2,106,000. That's about as close as you're going to get. 82,000 that was, wasn't it? So if they've made an even number, you're going to get just shy of 82,000. Just a few under. Of each letter. 82,000. Think about that for a second. 82,000. This will probably be the last conversation I have, right? To make it worth even listening. 82,000 per letter. You mark my words, within 5 years, it'll be £10 a letter. And it doesn't matter when people go, yeah, but they're going to bring letters out every year. It doesn't matter. That would just make it like the Britannia, £2. They bring it out every year, doesn't matter, but they bring a rare one out, goes up in price. So if they start bringing out the equivalent of, in the region of 80 to 100,000 of each letter every year from now on, then every year they're putting 2.1 million coins onto a marketplace. The moment they put those coins onto the marketplace, they're worth X amount each. And in 5 years' time, they're worth this. And the people playing stock markets, that's all they do all day long. They look at companies and they look at the shares and they go, is this company going to be worth money in 5 years' time? If it is, we'll invest in it now. And we'll earn X% over the years on our shares. That's all it is. But people can do it, you can do it. Because if you know what the mintages are, if you can work it out, and you work out the collectible market, you know anybody that can go, literally, and I'm not taking the mickey out of anybody that's clever or not clever, anybody that can go 2 plus 2 is 4. Yeah, that is a good pension supplement. 2 plus 2 equals 4. If you can do that sum, then a pen and a bit of paper and you can work out the kind of values. If you can do that sum, it's that easy. It is that easy. Because there are only so many collectors, and you're talking about a coin that people use. I can promise you Manufacturers buy 10p's off me by the 100 because they make earrings, cufflinks. So now a lady can have J. Her name's Julia Andrews. She can have a J and she can have an A. She could have a pair of A. She could have a pair of J. A man can have a cufflinks. Ian Lambert. I, L. L, L. I. Choice of Scotch. Cheaper versions. Prefer Jack Daniels, but cheaper versions. Only because when you hit it right, if you shop shrewdly, you go in a supermarket and you get a litre bottle of Grants or a litre bottle of Bells, and you get it for 16 quid instead of paying 22. Yeah. You want to keep them. I mean, if you know, I say to people, if you've got spare 10p's, I'll buy them. Right? I'll buy all the ones you've got. However, my honest advice to you, if you were sitting here having a cup of coffee in front of me, I don't mind Glenfiddich either. If you were sitting here having a cup of coffee with me and we was chatting, I would say this exact same thing to you. I would buy every single one you offer me, but if you want my honest advice, real honest, real advice, don't let a single one go. Don't sell it to me, don't sell it to anybody. If you've got any alphabet letter 10p's, do not let them go. Sell the shirt off your back before you let those 10p's go. That's what I would say. That's how valuable those 10p's are going to be. And one day in the future, when those 10p's hit £5 and £10, you're going to be thanking me. I can tell you, as of yesterday, we took off sale the letter A. Yeah, don't get me started on their lucky dip. Don't get me started on that. We took off sale. How much are you offering for a J? Yeah, it doesn't work out like that. I'll buy them off you, but I'll buy them off you at a cheap price because I'm going to buy them off you and I'm going to put them on the shelf. And they might sit there for months. They might not. I don't know. But I'll put them on. That's what I do. I retail. If you want to sell to me, I'll buy them off you, but I'll give you something like 50p each for them in reward points. Pardon me. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about the Royal Mint lucky dip because I've got a lot to say about that, and this probably ain't the time because I'm going to have this one smoke and go to bed. And I'm on this conversation now, which I've just forgotten what I was bloody saying again. Yeah, the letters. Right, so on the one hand, like, I'll give you 50p in reward points for every letter 10p that you send me. So you find a 10p letter, you find say 20 of them, 20 10p letters, that's £2 face value. You send them to me, I'll give you 50p a letter, 20 times 50p, £10. Yeah, I do. Sun newspaper online, we need it to hit the Sun newspaper, physical paper. So I'll give you 50p in points for every single 10p letter, but still I'll say to you, whoa, stop. I'll buy them all off you, and I'll buy every single one you want to sell me. If you go and get a bag of 1,000, I'll buy the whole lot, and I'll give you 500 quid in reward points for a bag of 1,000. I will buy every single one you send me, but stop. Let me tell you, as a friend, as an honest bit of advice, don't ever sell a single one, not even to me. Sell the shirt off your back before you ever let go of a 10p coin that's a letter. No matter how many you've got, even if you've got 1,000 of the same letter. And if you're lucky enough to have 1,000 of the same letter, don't be despondent about that, because that means there's an awful lot of people haven't got that letter. If I had 1,000 of the same letter, I wouldn't be despondent. I would be like, yeah, there's an awful lot of people haven't got that letter. Makes it harder to find because I've got them all. See? That's what I would think. That's the way to look at that. 10p letters are, on the one hand, people think, oh yeah, they're overrated. Actually, they're underrated. And the trouble is because the media gets it all wrong. It's like, take these Peter Rabbit 2019 50p's we put in. I said to everybody, I told you, in my humble opinion, knowing what I know about the retail market and all the rest of it, I think the moment that coin goes in the slot, you see it on the video, it goes in the slot, the moment that happens, that coin's worth 100 quid. That's what I said. And a lot of people laughed at me. You know, Bungle was one of them. He's like, yeah, you crack me up. He says, you crack me up with your prices and your this, you know, the way you forecast this and you forecast that. And he had a right giggle, right? We was chatting on the phone and he had a right giggle. That's Bungle Collects Coins I'm talking about. Just search him. And he's just getting... Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. And he was saying to me about, you know, how I crack him up with my prices and all the rest of it. And I said, you wait and see, you wait and see. And within days of that phone call, that conversation, yeah, I agree with you. Definitely underrated. And I was having that conversation with somebody today as well about how underrated the 10p coins are and how not enough people are taking notice of them as a niche market there. Anyway, what was I talking? I was talking to Bangle. Oh yeah, about the price of coins and stuff like that. Within a couple of days of us having that conversation, the Sun newspaper online has reprinted the story, and they've actually put in the story these coins could be worth, wait for it, this is not me saying this, I didn't say this, remember? I didn't say this. These coins could be worth £840. That's what the Sun newspaper said. I only said, I think, in my humble opinion, based on everything I know about retail in the coin industry for the last 7 years, the moment they go in the slot, crazy as it is, and it is crazy, but crazy as it is, and I'm the first person to admit it's crazy, the moment they go in the slot, it's 100 quid. And the Sun says, yeah, exactly, Stephen, and the Sun says £840. Now, if you go to the Star online, and several other newspapers have printed the same, they go one better. They really do, they go one better. You won't believe it, right? They go one better. They go thousands. There's me going 100, and they're going thousands. They'll never be worth thousands. Well, they will be worth thousands one day in the distant future. Of course they will, inflation, all the rest of it. But the trouble is, which is part of the farce, you know, is that we all know, everybody knows, and I said it right from the beginning, even though these coins are extremely rare, which they are for the coin community as a circulated coin, they are phenomenally rare. No one can argue with that, because no one apart from me has been stupid enough to rip open 500 brand new packets and chuck them into circulation. So they are extremely, extremely rare. However, one thing you'll never be able to stop is anybody else taking one out of a packet, messing it up and saying that they found it in their change. You know? And people are complaining about that, saying this is what could happen here. But we already know that. We've been saying that. If some of you already know, been with us through this. We've been saying that from the beginning. Right from the beginning, that's part of the farce. It's like, you know, we are making this coin rare. We are making it a rare circulated coin, and it is the rarest circulated coin in existence, 50p wise. Absolutely rarest coin ever to be circulated. Don't matter who circulated it, it's the rarest coin to be circulated. But at the same time, that can just be so easily copied and manipulated and messed about with. And why am I highlighting that? Because it just highlights, you know, well, the mint can manipulate and play around and all the rest of it. So it's no wonder that people out there are going to play around and manipulate it. It's no wonder people are going to listen to this story and go, look, let's take that out of its packaging, let's mess it up, and let's pretend we found it in our change. We'll get 100 quid for that. And people would go, but that's wrong. You mustn't do that. And other people would go, well, hang on a minute. Just hang on a minute. If it's all right for them to do it, if it's all right for the Royal Mint to do plays on words and all the rest of it, well, why can't the public do it? Why can't that person over there do a play on words and pretend they've found it in circulation when they haven't? And then you open up a whole new debate. Because the answer to that really is, well, yeah, if they can do it, then they can do it. You know, the real answer to the whole thing is, nobody should do it. It shouldn't be allowed. I should not be allowed to do what I'm doing. Potters, Renegades 2017. Yeah, I've been saying that all the time. You know, they did it on purpose. They knew what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, they can't mint any Beatrix Potter 2019s. Oh no, we can't put any of them into circulation. But we can dump like several million Sherlock Holmes on the market. Either the Treasury wants 50p coins in 2019 or they don't. You want us to believe that they keep changing their mind? Can you see that happening? The momentum's fantastic. It's over 30 online newspapers now. This has produced, you know what this Peter Rabbit 2019 has produced? It's produced this. It's produced a good bit of publicity in 30 odd newspapers, and it's produced 22 nutcases that are sitting here online at 1 o'clock in the morning watching me ramble and drink a glass of Coke and Scotch. And some of you have the cheek to say that I'm a lunatic. I don't know. This is like the Ian hour. You're off your cake. You're off your fruit me bits. You've got nothing better to do. You've watched every episode of Elementary. You've caught up with EastEnders. 1 a.m. for you, 10 a.m. Oh, you're not still here. I don't believe Gumadi Coins. I don't believe you're still here. Blimey. Oh, bless you, Steve. Definitive certificates increase the price of it. Well, I'm going to be doing a definitive set from 1997 to 2019, where it misses. You have empty pockets of you have empty pockets of. Will you bear with me, and I'll go and get one, and I'll show you. So we're going to do one of these. So you've got one of these pages, look, right, and that's got 30 pockets on it. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6 lots of 5, 30. And it goes in a, this goes in a A4. So if you've got an A4 binder, an A4 folder, that goes in there, right. Unfortunately, I don't like these pockets because the coins fall out of the pockets very easy, as you can see. So really they need a bit of sellotape across the top of the pocket. But then when you go putting sellotape on it, that's a bit crappy because it looks a bit nasty. So sorry about that, but that's how they are. Anyway, right, so as you can see, every pocket is full up until we get to here. So we've got 2009 Shield, 2010 Shield. I made it. Hello, Paranoid Philosopher, nice to see you. 2009 Shield, 2010 Shield. And then 2011 Shield is empty, 2016 Shield is empty, 2018 Shield is empty, right? Greetings all, and pop along, see Paranoid Philosopher if he's got any content sometime, shout out for him. So, the only rare coins on here, right, if you can call them rare, are the rarer 2017, because it's a bit harder to get because they made less of them. And then you've got the 2008 Britannia, which is one of those two, which is that one there. Right, it's a Britannia. Right, the Britannia, which is the lady that the king was knocking off, remember? So, and if you want to know about that, you have to go back and watch the video again. So, but that's where your Britannia came from. Ha 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 ha. Didn't know that, did you? So, there you are. So what we've got is, out of, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 coins there. There's 20 coins there. And your ones that are a little bit difficult to get are your 2008 Britannia and your 2017, right? Now, the other ones that are worth saving, by the way, these 2 coins are worth saving. You know when you have maybe a little savings pot that you could just sort of put stuff into, but, you know, you want to keep it, but if you really, really, really need to, it's disposable, you can spend it, right? Okay, just practice this, do this, do this. Yeah, I know, worth a lot of money, 2018 stuff. Right, so just do this. So 2002 Britannia, 2007 Britannia, they're not rare, it's just they've got lower mintages than all the others. So, not all the others, after 2008 and 2017, they've got lower mintages, not as much as the others, right? So they're 2 coins to pull out. So anytime you see them in your change, 2002, 2007, what you need to do, UK coin cupboard, what you need to do is take those 2 coins and put them in a separate pot. Just put them in a separate pot. And just take my advice and save those 2, look for those 2 dates in your change. Or also look for the others, you know, the ones that you, the 2008, the 17 as well. And obviously the 9, 10, 11, 16 goes without saying. But look for the 2002, 2007, 2008 Britannia and the 2017. And put those coins in a jar. Right? Because I can absolutely guarantee you, based on everything I know about 7 years of trading, that within five years, those coins will be surpassed the £5 and will be on their way to approaching a £10. All of them will have surpassed the £5 within 5 years from now. I absolutely promise you. So keep finding them, because you'll keep finding them reasonably easy. They're not too difficult to find. Keep finding them and put them in a a pot, and just watch that grow. And just think, every time you put one in there, you're putting a guaranteed £5 in there. Guaranteed £5, £5. Not for now, for later. But if you saved 100 coins, that's like, it's cost you 50 quid. It's cost you 50 quid, right? If you saved 100 of them. But what you've put away is 500 quid for your future, or your kids' future. Do you know what I mean? If you can look at it like that, especially if you're younger, if you can look at it like that, put them away like that, and only spend them if you really, really need to, like if you're desperate for a packet of fags or something. And even then, if you do that, take out the 2002s and the 2007s before you touch anything else. Right, that's my advice on that. And just as a little giveaway, because we've done this, right, once the video's finished, leave a comment, because I don't know if these comments that you're all leaving, if they stay on the video or not. Do they? I don't know. But what years? The years you want to save are 2002, 2007, 2008 Britannia, all those 3 are Britannia, 2017, and obviously your 9, 10, 11 and 16 Shield. You will see them now and again. It is possible to find them in your change. We have. But you will find the others. You won't find them much, but you'll find the 2002, 2007 a lot more, and one of them more than the other, and you'll find a 2008 Britannia, and you can see you later, mate, and you'll get, I'm going to give one of these for free anyway, so leave a comment, or anybody comments on here, whatever, and I'll do a thing, and I'll do a draw at some point, and we'll have, would you like one of these for free? Yeah, so leave a comment, and say what you think about them. Now, the price, I added up how much we sell all them coins for individually, and individually we sell all them coins, it all adds up to about 45 quid. I'm going to put a pack together to sell this. I don't know how much we're going to do it for yet. I'm thinking about 29.95, something like that. and people can use their vouchers on it as well, and they can get it free for points. But I'm going to put one. See you later. Thank you very much. I'm going to put one up as a prize, just for people that can. I mean, if you can be bothered, if you can take the time out of your life to watch my videos, especially this one, then the least I could do is reward one person. So I'm going to give one of them to somebody. All right, and all you've got to do is leave a comment. I'll just see the number of comments. It will tell me the number of comments that have been made. I'll go on, or I'll add up the number of comments on the front row, and then I'll go on to random.org and I'll go on there and I'll do the thing, and I'll pull a winner, and that winner can have that set. How's that? Just to say thanks for watching the vid, really. Hello Spencer. How is this going up? Look, we've got 13 likes now. Some people think 13's unlucky. I was born on the 13th. 24 people watching, 13 likes. Are some of you being a bit stingy? You're watching and you're not clicking the like button. Now we've got 14 likes. Hey, that's more like it. Come. Stick me over 20. Can you do that? If you ain't already liked it, can you just like it? Time you on the till. What till? Doing the coins. 15 we've got now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. 16. Thank you. That's very kind. Be nice to get to 20. Good night, mate. No need for a giveaway. We watch these. Yeah, I want to give someone something though. But I prefer it. It's nice. Thank you, Jack. That's very kind of you. It's lovely. 15 likes now. Makes that 17. Oi, we might have got to 17. We might even get to 20. And then I'll finish my smoke and then I'll go to bed. 16, 17, that's fantastic. Besides which, I think we've probably got to the end of it now anyway, and I have been on for about 2 hours again. 2 hours, oh my God. If anybody's watched my videos and you don't know it by now and you've never joined the site, go over to www.thegreatrishcoinhunt.com, use the voucher code FIVER, capital F-I-V-E-R, tell your friends about it. Everybody, every single person in the world can use that voucher code once. Thanks ever so much, Adam. So we're up to 18 now. So, but you know, by all means, tell your friends, tell your neighbours, tell anybody that wants a free coin or a set of guides. And you can get them for free. I do a guide that tells you the prices of the 10p, the penny. Do we do a 20p one? Thanks very much. That's very kind of you, Brad. We do a 50p one, although it's old. I need to do another one. There's a £1 one and a £2 one, but they're old. I need to redo them this year. I've been waiting for the mintage figures, the latest mintage figures. But they're on our site. You can get these guides, and it gives you a rough idea of what I say all these coins are worth. You look at. I even got another one. I've got a guide that says something like 1,500 quid. No. It says something like 1,500 quid's worth of value of coins for about 40 quid. And that's 40 quid's, roughly 40 odd quid's worth that you find in your change, and you add it up face value, it adds up to about 40 odd quid. But when you look at the actual retail value of it, it adds up to 1,500 quid. It's mental. I've got a guide for that as well. So you can get them for free using the voucher code. You know, and it's free postage, so you don't even have to give us any postage. You're welcome, Russell. You're welcome. I'm going to go to bed in a minute. I'm going to finish this smoke, finish off talking to you, and then I'm going to bed. On your guidance intuition, you can smell a profit over a few hundred. You were spot on, yeah. Yeah, well done. Well done you. Couple of hundred of Newtons, and probably uncirculated as well. You know, you've got to say that the Isaac Newton is worth a minimum of £5 now. And when it catches on a little bit more, the only reason its value hasn't surpassed, it's one of those rare ones where it's got a higher mintage but the value hasn't surpassed it's got a lower mintage but the value hasn't surpassed you're welcome, Gumadi. See you another day. Have a lovely day over there in Australia. It's one of those rare ones where the value of a higher mintage coin is lower than a lower mintage coin. You know, It's not a bad coin, that, Steve, as it happens. Because the hype is what sold. Well, I've got that the wrong way around. But the hype is what sold the Puddle Duck. Remember, the Puddle Duck is what, 2.1 million, and Isaac Newton is 1.8 million. So it should be dearer. Should be more money than the Puddle Duck because it's a rarer coin. And it's one of those rare instances where the coin where there's more of it made, the Puddle Duck, actually sells for more money than the coin that's lower mintage, which is the Isaac Newton. And that's only because of the hype. The hype, and there's 100,000 Beatrix Potter collectors that collect everything to do with Beatrix Potter. So it doesn't matter that it's a coin or a pencil or whatever it is, it's Beatrix Potter, so they'll collect it. Yeah, mate, you know, if you don't need the money, Steve, don't sell them. That's my advice. Only sell them if you need the money. If you don't need the money, then there's no point selling them, because what are you going to do with the money? That money ain't going to grow when you put it in a building society. It ain't going to grow if you put it in the bank, but you leave it in the cupboard in them coins and it will just grow. This time next year, you know, they'll be up to about a tenner each, I should imagine. They're taking a little bit of time to catch up with a Puddle Duck, even though they're rarer than the Puddle Duck because of the hype. Once the investor side of the coin community get their head around that, yeah, it is a good coin. Once people, ordinary people like you and me, once people get their head around it and they actually understand there's an opportunity there, all of a sudden, over a period of about 6 months, 8 months, the Puddle Duck will go, it'll go like that, and it'll go like that, and then it'll go like that. Because once it catches on, once the newspapers print it, which they haven't done yet, once the newspapers print it and they print that actually the Isaac Newton is rarer than a Puddle Duck, and a Puddle Duck sells for 12, 15 quid, all these people will look at that, they'll go on, they'll look at eBay, Amazon, they'll see how much Isaac Newton is, and they'll buy it in their droves, in their absolute droves. Hello, Lucy Ann. How are you? Have you been at work? What are you doing up this time of night? Why aren't you in bed, cuddled up to your teddy bear? 11:15. What time do you call this, coming in this time of night? Disgraceful. Been out partying, down a pub, tripping the light fantastics. I try not to smoke on the camera because it's not good for the children. I know there's no children this time of night, but this video will get automatically uploaded, and then no doubt there'll be some children watching it, and it's not right. Come on, Lucy Ann, where you been? Coming at this time of night. Yeah, so there. Isaac Newton's, excuse me. Get as many as you can, find as many as you can, never let them go. One of those coins where I say, right, one of those coins where I say, sell the shirt off your back before you get rid of an Isaac Newton. Because the value on your Isaac Newtons is going to multiply several times over the next 5 years. And when you get over 5 years' time, when we're looking at 5 to 6 years' time, your Isaac Newtons will be selling for about 20 quid. Get to 10 years, 15, 20 quid they'll be selling for. Get to 10 years, and your Isaac Newtons will be in your 25, 30 quid mark. Rare signed Ian Lambert shirt, £100. What, this one? Yeah, I'd sell this for £100. I'd sell this for £100, do something decent with it. The shirt's too tight for me anyway, because now I've got my shoes and everything. It's a bit tight, shows it up too much. Yeah, you got to just, you know, I wouldn't say to you, go out and buy them at £100 a bag, oh, you're going to double your money. At £100 a bag, I wouldn't buy them. I wouldn't buy them at all. I'd rather 110. No, I wouldn't buy them. No, I'm not saying they're not worth it, as in if you work out how much each coin is, you've got 20 coins in a bag, that's £10 a coin, whatever, yeah, 115 quid, whatever. So we're now to what, £11.50 a coin, or I don't know what it works out to. But no, that's too much. You know, if you're going to spend 100 quid on special cufflinks, if you're going to spend 120 quid, Jack, on a bag of Isaac Newtons, I would rather have more fun spending that 120 quid buying 50p's and 50p's and 50p's and just searching through them. You're gonna earn more money doing that until that 50p's run out, because you've saved all the ones you want to save until you keep saving them. Because each time you do it, you save a few, so you've got less money to spend, and you go and get them more, and you come back and you save some of them, so you've got less money to spend, and it does dwindle down and dwindle down and dwindle down. By the time it's dwindled down, what you've got there will be worth more than it ever will a bidding war for Ian's shirt getaway. I don't believe you. I don't believe anybody would want my shirt. I think they're bidding on your shirt. No, they're not bidding on my shirt. They're winding me up. Nobody would want my bloody shirt. Bidding on your shirt. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Bungle tomorrow? He'd get up and go, what? No, he wouldn't. It'd do his head in. He already cracked up when I first told him about turning the rubbish change checker things into ephemera. Tell him I'm selling my shirt. Buy a homeless man a dinner. That's what we do. Yeah, you couldn't have my shirt unless it was enough money to buy a homeless man a dinner. That shut you up, didn't it? That's me fag done. So unless you've got a reason to keep me here, I've got number 4. You received it, have you? Brilliant. Brilliant. Donate your fund against you know who. Here's your shirt. Would you break open to move on the definitives, i.e. 50p, £2, etc.? Yes, yeah, I would. I buy a lot of sets, and I never sell sets. I buy the sets, I smash them up, and I sell the coins individually because they're worth more money. They're always worth more money individually than they are in a set. Who's going to start me off at £10 free and Lambert's breath in a jar? How about this? How about there's a bloke in Dorset that sells Dorset Air. He was on a TV programme, and he gets a jar, he gets a kilner jar, and he runs around in a field with a little like fishing net with no holes in it, and he runs around and he runs around and he runs around and he goes, he opens a jar and he goes, and he runs around and he goes, whoom! And he brings the thing down as if he's pushing the air in the jar, and he skids the thing off quick, and he does it up, and he puts it in a nice pretty box, and he sells them for £80 each. And before you say that's crackers, I'll tell you something else that's even more crackers. A Chinese company bought 4,000 of them off him at £80 each. A jar of Dorset Air. Yeah, straight up, Lucianne. A jar of Dorset Air. And who was it that did the documentary? It was that comedian that goes on the John something, goes with Jimmy Carr a lot. He sells them for £80 a jar. Search it out online. Dorset Air. There's a lot of people that copied the idea and put it on eBay, but how they do, I don't know. But this guy puts them in a kilner jar, and he had a special box made, proper box made. Dorset Air, proper box, everything, pictures on the box, everything. £80. And he got an order from a Chinese company for 4,000 jars. That's 4,000 times 80 quid. So selling my shirt is not as like mental. Do you know what I mean? But if one of you wants to buy my shirt and give me enough money to buy a homeless person a dinner, then I will give you my shirt. And you've got about 5 minutes to make your mind up. So what's it going to be? Do you want it? or not want it? Let's see, what would a dinner be for a homeless person? You could get a decent dinner for 25 quid. So, 25 quid, yes or no? Right? Put up or shut up? And I'll sign it for you. 25 quid. And I'll chuck in a load of free guides. 25 quid, who wants it? Yeah, see, you've gone quiet now, haven't you? Now you're thinking, oh no, I was only joking. Ah. You see, I called you bluff. What does that go back to? What I was telling you earlier on about calling people's bluff? Called you bluff. Right, it's time for bed. And you got me to 21 likes. That was amazing. And we was on, and thank you very much. That's amazing. That is amazing. 21 people, 21 likes. That doesn't happen very often. That's great. Thank you so much. It has been absolutely enlightening. I can't remember half of what I talked about, but it's been great. 22. 22. You're right. We've got more likes than we've got people watching. But that doesn't happen very often. Night night. Night night nationwide coin hunt. I'll give you a shout out if you say night night. And if anybody wants the shirt, 25 quid. Right? And I will give it to a homeless person. You have my word. For dinner. I'll buy them a dinner. Put it on some kind of card. Give them some kind of voucher. Do a deal with a cafe owner to give it a homeless person a dinner. And I'll chuck you in all my flipping guides and everything, and I might even chuck you in a coin. Night night, sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. And if anybody watching this video afterwards, the first person to leave a comment that says I'll give you 25 quid, it's yours. You can get it and you can throw it in the bin, but you've bought a homeless man a dinner. Or you can give it another use. If you don't want it, you can put it in a charity shop and then it goes on giving. Ha ha ha. How about that? Night night. Thank you very much. You take care. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you, everybody. Night night, mate. Night night. Yeah, I'll make sure it's signed. I'll make sure I sign my shirt. I'll sign it. Thank you very kindly, Ian Lambert, and the date. Not that that will mean anything really, but well, if you think about it and you want it, come back. The first person that I see, first person to put a comment to say, yeah, go on, I'll have it. Give a homeless man a dinner. You can have my shirt signed for, sent to you, and I'll sign it. And then you can take it and put it in a bin, wear it, put it in the cupboard, give it to a charity shop, whatever. Because it's getting too. It's a lovely shirt. I like it. I think it's a herring thingy. Whatever. It's a nice shirt. I like it, but because I have to wear this cool, what is it? It's like a corset, I don't know, because of my stone and everything. Anyway, because that's on there, it's too tight. There you go. Alright, thanks a lot. Good night. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.